Good afternoon, guys. Just wanted to talk to you guys for a minute. I've been putting out videos about changing your finances and getting educated, and I'd like to take a step back from that and just want to touch on some topics, some points. Is if you want something different in your life, you have to go get it. Right now, if you're expecting the system to change in a way that will benefit you, you're waiting for nothing. That will never happen. The system will only change for it to benefit the system. The corporations and politics and the banks and everything, they will only change to benefit them. Nothing they're going to do is to benefit you. And that's bottom line because money rules all. They only speak money, and that's what they see. Bottom line is the bottom line, you know. But if we are to enact change, it starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with a simple decision that you need to make, that you are ready for change, or are you ready for something different in your life, right? If you're going through life struggling, or if you're going through life unhappy, you're going through life miserable and negative, and you're starting to get to that point where your anxiety is coming up and your anger and your frustration is coming up, and it can affect you physically. You can lash out at your kids, your other half, your spouse, family members. You can turn to drugs and alcohol. There's lots of outs for that, but that's really unhealthy. I've been a paramedic for the past 5 or 6 years, and I see unhealthy manifestations of all of this, and just kind of wanted to speak to you guys about that. If you think it's time for a change in your life, then you have to make that decision. No one is going to do it for you. You in the driver's seat there, right? And once you make the change inside, it'll start to show outside, and then you'll start attracting things that will make you feel better. You'll have a better life. It starts with your desire to want something different, right? Do you really want to change, or are you comfortable where you're at? Misery loves company, they say, right? If you're comfortable where you're at, this message ain't for you, turn it off. But if you think that it is time for you to change, then hopefully I can help somebody, one person. If I can help one person, your desire to change or be different has to be stronger than your desire to stay the same, because staying the same got you right where you are. And if it's in a bad place, or if it's in a bad relationship, or if it's in a bad financial situation, you need to start doing some things differently if you want a different result. And that's just the common sense approach, right? One thing I tell some people is every decision you've ever made in your life led you to where you are right now, right? And if that's a bad place, the next decision you make, do the opposite, right? Common sense. Do the opposite, because all your decisions have been bad ones. The opposite will probably be the right decision, right? If you're not in that bad place and you're just thinking there's something in your life that you can change, there is something that you can do. And like I said, it starts with your desire to change, right? Let's say you thinking negatively, or if you just feeling down, or whatever it is in your life, right? The power of positive thinking is immeasurable. The power of setting your mind to something and us having a singular focus is unexplainable. I mean, the problem is a lot of us can't change our thinking, and it's because our subconscious is wired a certain way, and we need to change that. But how do we do that, right? Let me just start off by saying this. It takes no more energy to think positive than it does to think negative. It takes the same amount of energy, right? But we choose negative, or because of that pent-up feeling, because of that pent-up frustration, anxiety, anger, whatever it is, we choose negative, and we lash out, and we mask it by sedating ourselves, right? If you want to change, figure out why it is you want to change. You read all these self-help books about find your why. There's nothing truer than that. Find your why. What is it? What is the reason you want to change, right? Because once you find that reason, and it's a legit reason, that's all the motivation you're ever going to need. That's it. That's all the motivation you're going to need to change, because every time you hit a roadblock, because there will be, you'll find a way to push past, because your why is stronger than the why not, right? Your why keeps you determined, keeps you motivated, keeps you pushing, right? So now take that reason, write it on a piece of paper, like verbalize it, right? Say it out loud over and over. Put that piece of paper someplace that you can see every day, right? That is your why. You'll get reminded every single day of why you want to change, why you start the beginning of your day reading that piece of paper. It could be a short phrase, and you'll be pushed in a positive way to continue down that path, right? But if we don't see it, like they say, out of sight, out of mind, right? So put it there so you can see it every day for yourself, right? Write positive messages for yourself and put them all over the place where you can see. Keep your mind operating on a positive vibration, because once it's easy to fall back into that negative habit, or whatever it was that was holding you down. It's easy to fall back in that. What is happening there, what you are doing, is called auto-suggestion. That's what it is. It's basically repetitious, of a certain message or a certain feeling or emotion, and if it's positive messages, it's just continuously reading those positive messages. You're rewiring your subconscious to now start changing and start thinking those positive messages, because whatever your subconscious is wired to now is your autonomic response. That's what you're going to do in times of adversity or times of a decision. That's what you're going to do. But if you start having a more positive outlook, or an outlook that leads to the change that you want or your why, you're going to find yourself making different decisions, and those will benefit you immediately, right? Your mind will be less ambiguous or unclear, right? You have a more definiteness of positivity, of purpose. You're rewriting the narrative to your subconscious. Don't stop there. Do this for your kids as well. Write positive notes for your kids. Put it in their folder. Put it in their lunch bag, their snack bag. Just write something simple, and you'll be amazed at how it'll lift your kids' spirits. Especially if your kid is self-conscious or suffers from anxiety, is like the teenage years, and they're unsure of their identity, of who they are in this space, right? Or just because you love them and that's your kid, right? You get all of you operating on a specific mindset, on a specific way of thinking, right? Henry Ford said this: whether you can or you can't, you're right, right? Your mind is your biggest lock, right? If you think you can't do something, you already lost. You can't do it. But the moment you open your mind to the possibility that, hey, maybe I can do it, you'll start figuring out ways, and your mind will push past that blockade, and you'll find yourself accomplishing whatever it is you set your mind out to, right? If you're always negative, and expect negative stuff to happen, you're looking for negative stuff, guess what's going to happen? Guess what you're going to find? You're going to find negative stuff. Why? Because nothing will ever be good enough. Nothing will ever be good enough. You'll always attract negative, because that's what you're looking for, right? But now if you start changing that mindset, changing your desire to one of a little more positivity and the change that you desire, your mind will open to new ideas and new experiences, and you'll be able to recognize seeds of that change or opportunity. You'll be able to grasp that and identify it and act on it. Now, and that's one of the biggest things that I think that initially we can start to do to change. Whether, like I said, I've been talking about finances, but we really need to get your mindset right. We need to get your thinking, and to the point where you actually are going to do what is necessary to make that change in your life. Because if you're not ready to do it, you're not going to do it. That's plain and simple. You know, I've been, you know, that's just the way it works, man. I've been reading a lot and understanding these principles, and I just want to share that with you, really quick and short, and hope that you guys are having a better day than yesterday. And that's all I try and do, and learn something new every day. All right. Till next time, you guys have a good day. Aloha. Peace.